I love this filter though. I think it's really weird and really cool. But yeah, that wasn't meant to be on there. So how are we? We're going to talk about the Facebook algorithm today. So what I want to share with you today is what has the most impact on the algorithm. So there are lots of variables, lots of what they call indicators and various different things that affect the Facebook. Okay, am I back? Am I back? It's interesting when you start your Facebook Live with connection problems. So I'm not sure how much of that you got, if any of that. But welcome. We shall start again. I had some connection issues. It tells me it's been resolved. So hopefully you can see me and hear me okay, and we'll start again. So today we're going to talk about the Facebook algorithm and what is the most important thing that has the major impact on the algorithm for you and whether your posts are going to get seen or not. Now, there are so many variables to the algorithm and it's actually really quite complicated. So, there are lots of variables when it comes to the algorithm. So there's nothing absolute. Like for me to sit here and say to you, it's just this or just that would be false information. There are so many indicators and variables that happen in the background with the algorithm that are important for you to know, but there is one particular one that I want to talk to you about and make you aware of so that you can concentrate on it. So if you can concentrate on this particular thing that I'm going to talk about, it will help you, with the algorithm. Now, you might be able to tell Facebook's playing games with me again. I can't see comments again. So we're on a roll with Facebook. Facebook doesn't want me to communicate with you. So luckily I have my trusty backup phone. So I will pull it up on my phone. That's quite a few days in a row now, maybe. I lose track. But show me your heads. Let me play the head game. Hello, Rob. How are you? I can see your head. What other heads have we got? Just send me some love and I will be able to pick your head maybe. Because that's what I have to do when Facebook doesn't let me see comments. Mel, that's your head. Hello, Mel. How are you going? Isn't it interesting when I got to pick heads? Who else have we got on? That's Julie's head. I can, so it shows how well I get to know you guys. Cause it's literally, that's Tina. It's literally that small when you see, oh, Sandrine's on. How are you? Sean's on. How are you guys? Oh, now they're coming in so fast. They're all going on top of each other. So we got Crystal. I saw your head. So sorry. Hey, Norm. How are you? Good to see you on. We've got Rob. We've got Rodney. Crystal, Sandrine, who else have we got here? Judy and Bob, hello, Judy and Bob. We got Tina. I know, Crystal, that damn Facebook, what the heck? Who knows? Hi, Melvin. Good to see you on, Sean, Mel, and everyone else. So as you're jumping in, put the palm tree emoji down below. That's our little mascot here for our community, is the palm tree emoji. If you're part of my free Facebook community, which is called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners, put the little fish down below. And if you're in my private coaching community, where are my online crew leaders? Where are you guys? Put the cruise ship down below. These guys are getting practical training from me every single month. We do live coaching calls and I give them all the juicy, stuff that's going on, in this day and age in social media. So, tell me who you are, guys. So, Facebook algorithm. Oh, I probably should introduce myself, those of you that are jumping on for the first time. If we've not met before, my name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, and we have the most awesome online crew community here, which is full of entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, network marketers, those in the MLM space, small business, and you're learning to leverage social media to build your business online. So what we're trying to achieve here is to use modern social media strategies to attract people to us instead of chasing your family and friends. So we don't really want to hassle Well, we don't want to hassle anybody to buy anything off us or join us in our business. We truly want to attract people to us online, get the maximum exposure, from Facebook, hence talking about things like the algorithm like we are today. So that's what we do here. At the beginning of the week, I talk about something to do with personal development, and then I talk about all things social media during the week, and I finish off with a social media tip of the week. So there's lots of information. 5 days a week I go live here for you to learn some pretty cool stuff. So welcome. If anybody is new, please let me know that so I can give you a special shout out. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Hello, Edith. Great to see you guys jumping on. So this may not be a new piece of information to some of you guys. You may have heard it before, but I need to reinforce it because it is just so important with the algorithm now. Okay, and moving forward, and with all the changes that Facebook is making that it announced from its F8 conference back in March, having the algorithm work in your favor is really, really important. So there's certain things that we can do that hurt us on social media, and there's certain things that we can do to help boost the algorithm for your page, wherever you are, wherever you're building your business. So we want to be aware of what these kind of indicators and factors are. And there are a lot, but I just want to focus on one. So this is not the be all and end all, but this is one of the key indicators and factors that you want to stay on top of. But there are lots of others. Like, did I mention it in my video challenge or training or here? I can't remember yesterday. It might have actually been in my video challenge training. So I'll mention it here. Just little things like if you guys are doing Facebook Lives or you post something on social media, the first 90 minutes of that post is really important. So if there's engagement on it and you engage back and there's some things going on, that's really good for the algorithm. So there's lots of little tips like that, for an example, that help boost the algorithm for you. So what I'm concentrating on today is just one of many things that you need to be aware of, but this one is critical because Facebook is no longer about comments. So we've been trained, or any of you that have been trained in social media, and we have to retrain ourselves to some degree with what we've been trained in, because of the engagement baiting restrictions. So what we've known, for the last year or so with Facebook is get comments, like strive for comments. And we've said things in the past, like this is stuff you shouldn't say, but I'm going to say it anyway. So if it kills my organic reach of this video, so be it. But you don't want to say things like, comment the number 1 down below if you agree, or put the word training down below in the comments section if you want some free training. Like when we ask people to do that, that's called engagement baiting, and that's what Facebook warned us about a couple of months ago and said that's been the case on posts. Now we're actually scanning your videos for those words. And if you use those kind of words and you bait people to engage with you, then we're going to restrict your organic reach. So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. And we just have to get a little bit more creative with our language. And for people like myself that have been doing live video for quite a while, retrain ourselves. So I still slip up and say things that I shouldn't say because of these changes. But what we've always strived for is to get comments. Like we want people to comment so we can interact and engage. Now, what the most, thing, that's really bad wording, Helen. What am I trying to say? The thing that has the most impact on the algorithm is no longer comments. It's actually conversations. So one word comments don't have anywhere near the weighting that they used to. So when people were putting numbers down, or if you said something like, if you agree, put the word agree down below in the comments section, like that kind of thing is we're not allowed to say anymore, and somebody just puts the word agree, that's no longer as relevant as it was, a few months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. Now it's revolved on the number of words. What we're concentrating on, which is not new, you may have heard this before, but it's something to strive for if you're not getting this at the moment, is comments or feedback on, let's talk about something like Facebook Lives that are over 100 characters. So what does this mean for you and your business? What this means for you and your business is that you really need to strive for conversations, not just comments. So how we strive for those conversations, we can do one of two ways or both ways. It's not one or the other. You can do both. Is on your videos encouraging people and using new language like, share your thoughts with me down below. What's your experience? Share your experience with me down below. You're pointing to the comments section. Asking open-ended questions to try to encourage people to type a little bit more than just one word. So it might have been sort of ingrained in you to ask people to drop numbers or a word or something. And the reason why we were sort of trained to do that and encouraged to do that was to get comments. So it's like, no, likes don't mean much. Let's get comments. So we're all striving for comments. But in this day and age, comments has the same sort of impact as likes used to, which is not a lot. So, when you go through Facebook and you're thinking, I want to engage and interact with people. So you go through and you go like, love, wow factor, whatever you're engaging. Do you realize that actually doesn't help you at all? It might help the other person a little bit because you're engaging on their content. But you're going through and you're going like, you're doing it fast, love, or wow factor or whatever. And that's what you're doing as part of your DMO for being active on Facebook. That kind of activity now, this day and age on Facebook, does not really mean anything for you. So it might mean a little bit for the person on the other side because you're liking their content and Facebook's seeing that. But for you, it means nothing. Okay, so we don't want to waste our time on Facebook when it doesn't increase our algorithm or boost our page or our business page, personal page, whatever. We want to try to do activities that's going to help us. So when you are scrolling through Facebook, I would highly encourage you to stop the scroll and actually comment and engage with people while you're scrolling because that's all being measured. So Facebook knows, so you go on Facebook and you start the scroll and you're just looking and you're like, I'll go back later and comment. I'm just having a quick look. And you're just scanning through to see if anything captures your attention. Facebook's scanning all of that and that makes up all part of the algorithm. They know if you're scrolling and not interacting. So we don't want to scroll without the interaction, but we don't want to scroll with just likes, loves and wows or whatever, sad face or whatever. You want to use words and you want to use multiple words. And on the flip side of that, what you want to see is that is what's coming back to you by the way you ask certain questions or you encourage people on your lives. Or the second thing, so this is not one or the other, you sort of kind of want to do both, is asking questions and it does depend on how much time you've got because I know I do a live and then I get lots of comments and I'll try to reply really quickly. I'm on calls all day, like strategy calls with students and stuff like that. So sometimes you don't always, have the time, but we want to try to have the time because of the algorithm. So if somebody comments something, let's say it's a live video and they comment, your interaction, and this is something I shared with my coaching, I've got so many things going on. I'm jumping in live in my coaching community, the 14-day Facebook live video challenge. I don't know where I am and who I'm training, but I'm pretty sure it was last night in the 14-day video challenge, that video that I did, that I was sharing with them, the first 90 minutes of a video. So you don't want to do a Facebook Live and leave any comments unattended. That's really bad for the algorithm. So let's say somebody takes the time to comment on your live video. So when you comment back, and we want to try to do that in the first sort of hour and a half, is there anything that you can draw on from their comment that might create a conversation? Maybe you can ask somebody a question in response to what they put rather than just saying, thanks for your comment. Asking them a question, and if they reply, now what's ticking around in the background is you've done a live, somebody's commented on your live, you've responded, but you responded by asking a question, and the person has actually taken the time to come back in and answer your question. So now we've got a real conversation going on and there's real engagement going on Facebook, and that's all being tracked and that will work in your favor. The other side of this is if you're doing lives and you're getting comments or interaction or even on a post, if you have the ability to, normally there's 3 things that you will see. You don't always see it depending where you are on Facebook, but it will be, the reaction, reply, and message. If you can actually take conversations off the news feed of Facebook and take it into Messenger by a private conversation, that's also being tracked, and that's what Facebook wants you to do. So you've heard me say many a times over the last sort of couple of months or few months that Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, his beginning sort of opening address at his conference was the future of Facebook is private. They want people in Messenger. They want you to be having private conversations. They want you to start a conversation in the news feed and take it into Messenger. So if there's any opportunity for you to do that, do it. So what I'm highlighting here is, just scrolling and liking does nothing for you or your algorithm, or, you might think I'm active on Facebook. It just does nothing for you. And likes, as per announcements made from, Facebook's conference back in March, is that they want to degrade the presence or the emphasis that people put on likes. Likes are not engagement. Likes don't build meaningful relationships. So social media is changing. It's used to be all instantaneous, one word, like here and there, put a comment down below, put the number 1, put the number 3, whatever, like you're getting the interaction is what we used to focus on. It's not going to do you many favors anymore. We need to change comments into conversations. It's not always going to be possible, guys, to have a conversation with somebody from a comment, but what you need to be thinking about and what you need to be, bringing into your social media is, how can I spark conversations? What question can I ask this person from the comment that they leave that might get them to start a little bit of conversation in the news feed? You need to be concentrating in this area to try to maximize, what the algorithm can do for you in the background by increasing conversations. So comments are no longer the buzz thing. Like likes were out a while ago. And I'm not saying don't like, but I am saying go for the love or the wow sort of button rather than the like button. Everybody uses the like button to stand out, interact and engage with people, and try to encourage conversations to make you stand out. Majority of people on social media are still just liking and leaving one-word comments. Make your activity on Facebook different, guys. You've got an opportunity here to stand out from the crowd in what you do very simply and easily, but has more of an impact on the algorithm to benefit your organic reach. So don't be one of those people that scrolls and likes and scrolls in one-word comments. Be one of those people that takes social media a little bit more seriously, because that's why you're here. You want to build your business on social media moving forward, and actually making an effort to have real conversations. And if it warrants it, put something in, their messenger from a comment, if you can see the ability to message the person, and just thank them. So thanks so much for your comment. I really appreciated what you said on my live today. Interact with people in Messenger, and that is going to favor you so much. So use this kind of information that I'm sharing with to help boost your presence on social media and the algorithm when everyone's being really just speedy. Like, comment here, comment there. And to a lot of people, that's their way of feeling like they're being active on social media. They're scrolling and they're liking stuff and they're commenting on stuff. One of the other little tips is that, if you engage with people on social media before you do a really important post or a really important live, that may be reciprocated, not every time. But if you're in somebody's news feed with notifications, they're more likely to come back to you. So, but utilize that activity. If you're doing it anyway, just extend it a little bit further with some more words, with some more comments, with a question. Okay, it's no longer enough to just friend request people and not have any interaction. If you friend request people, you want to communicate with them, you want to go to their profile, you want to leave them comments, you want to ask them a question, you want to engage. So it's all about conversations these days. It's not just about comments anymore. Social media is upping its game, And unless we up our game to match that, you are going to get left behind. So it's really, really important for you to put some thought to this area with your social media marketing and how do I create more conversations? And some of you might be sitting there going, well, nobody comments, so I've got no one to have a conversation with. Give it time. If you've got your branding down, you've got a business page, or you're doing curiosity and intrigue on your personal page, you need to keep showing up when people stop showing up. You need to be consistent and stay there when you feel like you're beating your head against a brick wall. That's what social media is all about. It's about consistency. And when you continue to show up when other people have given up, then people are going to stay with you, and you will eventually get those comments that lead to conversations. But if you're not doing it often enough and you're not being consistent enough, then you're lowering your chances of, that being effective for you. So does that make sense, guys? I'm just clicking into see if I've got some comments here. I hope Facebook's going to be nice to me tomorrow to let me see some comments. Catching you live. Hello, Vivi. Good to see you on. I can't see comments if you didn't gather that already. Hey, Suzanne, how are you? Yes, I sure am. How are you? Oh, you're replying to somebody else. I love to engage and start a conversation with my audience, and that's exactly where you need to be, Vivi. That's exactly the outlook, and that's got to be on the forefront of all of your mind, especially those doing Facebook Lives. It's what you want to think about. How do I engage? How do I start a conversation? What questions can I ask that's going to get somebody to respond? So get really good at asking quality questions, which are not considered engagement baiting. It's just like, oh, Helen, you're throwing too many things at you. You're asking me to ask questions, but I can't say it in a certain way because the engagement baiting strategies, oh my gosh, this is too difficult. It's a matter of practice. And you don't get good at it unless you be consistent and do it over and over again. It's like retraining my brain to not use the words that I've used for like a year or so that is now considered engagement baiting. It's just something new that we need to get used to. And what I'm saying has the biggest impact for you in the algorithm is when you can start conversations instead of just one word comments. They don't mean anything anymore, really. I mean, having comments is better than having no comments. Having likes is better than no likes, but it doesn't really have much weighting anymore unless you're creating relationships, building relationships, having conversations, and if there is an opportunity, getting it into Messenger, okay? Sometimes I don't have enough viewers though. Yeah, so that's what I was just sort of highlighting before. It takes time to get enough viewers to have the conversation with. So I know there's a lot of you that are newer to live video. You've just started your journey, on social media, and there's no one really there to start to have conversations with. But when you do, and your audience grows, you've got to keep growing your audience. Those of you in my coaching community, the networking bootcamp, the prospecting bootcamp, we've always got to be continually growing our audience because your net worth is equal to your network. Okay, so we've always got to find ways to increase our network, and you never know when somebody new might pop on that finds you pretty cool and they leave a comment, and then you can start a conversation. So it does take time. You just need to be patient with that. But if you've got this on the forefront of your mind when you do get somebody to engage, then your algorithm is going to be awesome because you do something, you get engagement, somebody engages, you engage back, and Facebook's going, this is pretty cool. We're going to send this video out to more people because there's good engagement going here. Okay, so it might take time, admittingly, I get that. But just have it in the forefront of your mind for when you do get engagement because it's just so important. Okay. Judy and Bob, the 3 C's, change comments to conversations. So comments are better than no comments, but we're really striving for conversations these days, not just comments. So you're in control of that. You need to sometimes lead the conversation with what you want from people. People need to be led. So start thinking in your language on your lives, what can I say that's going to intrigue, excuse me. I've been on calls since 5 o'clock this morning. I have not stopped talking. Sorry, guys. I need to stop talking for a while and drink more. Hi, Andrea. How are you? Thank you for all this valuable information. You are welcome. Crystal, yes, I show up 5 days a week and sometimes I don't have a lot of viewers, but I don't give up. I do have more people watching on the replay though. And you can still start a conversation on a replay too. So if somebody does comment something, you can always go back to that. Hey Dave, how are you? Great tips on the strategy to use. I've known about some of the algorithms you talked of for some time, but I like a lot of the new things like conversations. So good to know. And the link to Messenger. Yep. And there's, some of this will be new to you, some of it won't, but it's really important to reinforce it as well because we forget. And we tend to get a little bit lazy sometimes when we're really busy and we just end up scrolling and liking and loving. And remember, that does nothing for you. Does a little bit for the other person, but nothing for you. You want to be commenting and getting comments back. So that requires you asking questions sometimes. So that's what you want to lead with and have sitting up here in the forefront of your mind to, maximize you want to maximize your time on social media. No one wants to spend hours on social media and it's wasted. And that's what liking and loving and just leaving one word comments that don't actually entice somebody to reply to you either. You can spend hours doing that kind of stuff and it doesn't actually make any difference to you. So why do it at all? That's not the place we want to be at with, in social media. Hey, Karen, how are you? So I hope that's beneficial to you. Have forefront of mind. It's not just about comments. We want conversations. If at all possible, we want to lead our conversations to Messenger because that's all being tracked by Facebook. The future of Facebook is private. That's what Mark Zuckerberg keeps telling us. So when you get into Messenger, Facebook loves it. Because now we're having genuine connections. Okay, so that's something to strive for at all as well. And people love to be complimented, be thought of. So just take it a little bit extra sometimes, guys. If somebody bothers to leave you a comment on a live, reply and say, thanks for your comment. What did you find? Whatever. I'd find a question to ask. But just every now and again, guys, if you've got the ability to message them, just message somebody and say, I really liked your comment on my live today. I just wanted to say thank you for your input. Who does that on social media? Not many people. But are you going to be remembered by that person if you thank them for a valuable comment? Probably. Because who does that on social media? Like social media, it can be really bad for instantaneous, meaningless thought. There's another word for the dictionary coming, Sean. Lack of thoughtfulness. I recovered myself. Lack of thoughtfulness by just like, love, one word comment. Scrolling through social media. I've got to interact. I'm going live in an hour. I want to play the game, warm up the algorithm, so they say. It actually doesn't do anything for you. So be that person that's different to everybody else on social media. If you've got the time, or make the time every now and again to reach out to somebody who made a really cool comment on your live and not only reply in the feed and say, thanks, I really appreciate your input. Send them a message. If you've got the ability to send them a message, you don't always have that depending on where you're going live, and just thank them. They'll love it. Guarantee you, I'll love it. Not enough people say thank you these days. Not enough people compliment people. Not enough people just say thank you for, your comment, or thank you for, the input that you put into that discussion on my live. That was awesome. I loved what you said. I loved your perspective. That's really cool. Somebody, there is no harm in giving somebody a compliment or saying thank you. Do you not agree, guys? And people don't do it enough. So be that person on social media that's different. Work the algorithm to your favor and strive for conversations and send people messages every now and again. Have this stuff on the forefront of your mind and stand out when everybody else is just scrolling and liking and loving and one word comment. You're there doing your thing, trying to create conversations, giving lovely comment and, compliments to people and maybe even asking a question. So you start a conversation. And then you've got these conversations going in Messenger, which you don't need anything or want anything or send anything to anybody in Messenger. You can just be that person that leaves a lovely compliment and says thank you. So make a difference in your social media. Stand out from everybody else. Let people know that you care. Because there's a hell of a lot of people on social media that don't. There's a hell of a lot of people that are going live just for the sake of going live because they know that it's a good idea to go live. because it's the modern thing to do and everybody's watching video these days. And most people's buying decisions by 2020 are going to be made via probably a video of some sort. So yeah, we know it's really important, but if you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, if you're just doing it for consistency because you know it's a good thing to do and you're just turning up every day and doing it, but you don't give really good content and you're not in tune with your audience or you're not starting real conversations, then you're just going to sit there like everyone else doing live video. And I get guys that you may not have that yet. You may not have enough people watching you. You may not have anybody commenting or whatever, but you got to start somewhere. But when you do, if this is the way that you think and act on social media when you do get the engagement, you're going to be boosting that algorithm straight away. So, great, even if you're not there yet and not getting a lot of engagement and interaction to start a conversation with, at least if it's at the forefront of your mind, by me bringing it to your attention, and you can think about that and send, the odd message in Messenger and just say, thank you, that was awesome, whatever it is that you want to say, then you're going to have, Facebook or that's a strategy on no matter what platform you're using. Give people some love. I said this yesterday. I'm not sure where I said it yesterday. Sorry, I was live everywhere yesterday. People will care. They will start to care when they know you care. So when you go out of your way and let people know that you care, or you said a compliment or something like that, they'll start taking notice. So be that person that cares on social media, because there's a hell of a lot of people on social media that just don't. They're just trying to get to the masses and use it for their own selfish reasons. So I say again, people will start to care about you, your videos, your content, what you've got to offer, your business and stuff like that when they know you care. So show that you care first, and that will be reciprocated, because there are hundreds of thousands of people on social media that don't really care. So make yourself stand out from the crowd. It's an opportunity for you to do something with it. So I leave that with you as a recommendation, as a suggestion. Take it for what it is. But it'd be really cool if you can make yourself stand out from the crowd just by little things that can help you boost your algorithm as well. Okay, so I hope that was something of use to you guys, something a little bit thought-provoking that helps makes you think about your activity on social media. It is not a one-way street, but that is how majority people are treated. So you've got a business page, you're going live, you're putting posts out, it's all out there. That's how most people treat social media. You still want to build relationships with social media. Through social media, you want to build with relationships with people that are listening and commenting and stuff like that. So sometimes we have to put a little bit more effort in to, be that person that stands out from the crowd. Okay, I'll just have a quick look at comments and then we'll wrap it up. So Dave, thanks, appreciation and gratefulness are key to growing relationships. Absolutely, Dave. It's so simple and takes no time at all. Yeah, and you know what's funny, Rob, is that the things that are simple to do, people miss. People honestly, genuinely miss the little simple things that can help you gain momentum to boost the algorithm and things like that. So things that are simple to do are simple also not to do. But we want to do the simple things because the impact that it can have and the momentum that it can build. Hey, Laurie, how are you? Mel, absolutely. Great value. Edith, agreed. Thank you. Much underutilized. True, Edith. That's what it's all about, striking up conversations. Absolutely. Always making conversations with my viewers. Good on you, Sean. Excellent. I always try to say something more than thank you or hi. Engage. Yep. Awesome. Loving your comments here. Some people don't give I won't say it. There's an appropriate emoji. Rob's put there. Be authentic. Absolutely. Great advice. Thank you. Thanks, Stephanie. Valuable, Helen, thank you. Communication is a two-way street in general. Without it, we have nothing. Yeah, and it's one of the biggest criticisms I have about social media. I see it with students that I mentor. It's like, well, I've got my page. I'm going live. I'm doing, live videos 3 to 4 times a week. I'm posting 4 times a week like nothing's happening. It's like, okay, that's a one-way street. What are you doing to network with people? What are you doing to prospect people? Unless you've got an endless flow of leads and people inquiring about what it is you have, you still need to build relationships and prospect people and do different things. It's not a one-way street when you get on social media. And I tell you guys, when you do genuinely care and you show people that, you do start standing out from the crowd, because most people aren't doing it. So people will care when they know you care. I will leave you with that thought for the day. Thank you for those of you guys that are live and bearing with me the fact that I can't see any comments and I'm just picking them up every now and again from my spare phone. Fingers crossed Facebook lets me see comments tomorrow. I haven't had a good run this week, but fingers crossed for tomorrow. We'll see. So have an awesome rest of the day, whatever part of the day it is for you guys, and I will see you same time, same place tomorrow.